What the actual hell, man? Everywhere you look, the internet tells you trauma defines you. It holds you back. Your past has ruined you. And our self centered neuroses is fed, watered, and tucked in as we're encouraged to spend hours languishing on expensive couches, replaying the past. The messaging is we seldom, if ever, truly heal. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not giving away my power that easily. I've dug deeper, and Alfred Adler has come to the rescue through this beautiful book, The Courage to be Disliked. After hours of research, I eventually put my feet up with a celebratory glass of wine because the finger of blame no longer points to the past, giving away any power I might have had to change. It points squarely at me. Yeah, it stings, but I love it because the control is back with me and I can change right now. The first component of this that we're going to explore is the idea that that permeates our culture, and that is the idea that trauma is destiny. And this was gifted to us by Sigmund Freud, and we've been marinating in Freud's model, believing that what happened to us as children echoes into our adult life and determines our adult lives. If you were hurt or traumatized, and all of us have been to varying degrees, you will be damaged forever, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm really, really resisting this idea now, Mr. Freud, Dr. Freud, Herr Freud. In this book, The Courage to be Disliked, which has been a bit of a guide for me, it's the Kishimi and Koga have taken the Adlerian ideas and put it into sort of a dialogue between a philosopher and a young man. But anyway, Michelle, you said you were going to keep this short. Freud's idea is that a person's psychic wounds, traumas, cause his or her present unhappiness. When you treat a person's life as a vast narrative, there is an easily understandable causality and sense of dramatic development that creates strong impressions and is extremely attractive, dare I say, addictive. I'm this way today because something happened to me I can't change. And this idea kind of gets baked into us, and it drains us and it disempowers us and it takes us out of the present moment, the only place we can access our real, true soul power, and keeps us living in the sludge of our past. But Adler didn't buy this. In fact, he turned the whole idea upside down. Adler said, it is not our past causing our suffering, the idea, the Freudian etiological idea, but rather it is the goals and choices we make today, the teleological idea, that shapes us. Our behavior is the idea of our behavior being goal directed. So stay with me here, just bear with me. Adler would say, no, you're choosing to not trust now because it serves a purpose. Fasten your seatbelts, because he goes on to say, the trauma is the excuse, not the cause. I know that nips, but it's also incredibly freeing. Entire industries flourish, keeping us stuck, profiting from this, profiting from our insecurity, medicating us, and imprisoning us in this powerless, helpless feeling. And our dreams, what happens to our dreams in the face of this fear and this powerlessness? It sits in our cells, unrealized, and it festers, and it causes illness and depression and unhappiness and malaise. Time to put all of that nonsense down. So, if it's not the past controlling us, then what is? It is the story we tell ourselves. Adler doesn't deny trauma. Powerful, painful events happened, but it's the story that we attach to those events that traps us. The story is the difference between being stuck and being free. I think it behoves us to take our stories and extract the wisdom and the learning from those stories and pass on into our futures, pass on empowerment to those around us? Or do we want to just keep passing on sludge and pain because we feel so stuck in our stories? And I know there's so much suffering. I know. But let's reframe it. And when I was in this part of the book, I was reminded of one of my favorite quotes by Viktor Frankl, This Man's Search for Meaning. I have referenced this before, and I think I will reference it again, where he says, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. And I think in this situation, it's about choosing how we frame that story of suffering. In the book, The Courage to be Disliked, the philosopher mentions, but Adler, in denial of the trauma argument, states the following: no experience is in itself a cause of our success or failure. We do not suffer from the shock of our experiences, the so-called trauma, but instead we make of them whatever suits our purposes. We are not determined by our experiences, but the meaning we give them is self-determining. I prefer a new story. There's the old story. I was abused. I'm trapped. I'm stuck. I find it difficult to go out. Whatever our story is. I prefer a new story that says I'm strong, I'm wild, I'm free, I'm brave, I'm beautiful, I'm tender, I'm creative, I'm on a spiritual journey, I am a sovereign being. This allows us to tap in and connect with the power that is within us. And each one of us has the power to choose and to free ourselves. So get your power out of the illusion of the past and put it back in present time. Are you still with me? Are you getting me? If we blame the past, people, events, we give away our power, because our power follows the finger of blame. Alex Hormozy said that once in a podcast, and it really, that image stuck with me. Wherever your finger is pointing and whoever you are blaming, your power is draining out of that finger in that direction. So it's really quite wise to be pointing the finger of blame here. And it's very empowering because we are the only ones who can do anything about it. The important question isn't what happened to me, but rather, what am I going to do now? And that's where the shift begins. And to make that shift, you're going to need courage. Whenever has any conversation about living a strong and worthwhile life not been about courage? What the shift takes is the courage to stop hiding behind our excuses. And the problem with excuses is they are valid. Oh, poor Michelle suffered such brutal abuse as a child. So now she really struggles with this, that, and the next thing. Yes, it's understandable. There now. You just stay home, dearie. That's just crap. And that's about the most swearing I'll ever do on this channel. That's just crap. I refuse to believe that. I am not my trauma. I choose differently now. I understand if people dislike this idea because it really challenges us. It challenges us to shed part of ourselves, to take, it's almost like, for me, it's been like letting go of part of my identity as the wounded child, literally. It's almost like an addiction. Ooh, I feel like I'm going too personal now. I'm feeling very vulnerable. Courage is the key to our freedom. No more poor me, poor me. That nonsense is addictive. Stop it. We must stop it. I'm stopping it. I hope you're going to join me, or at least consider it. I want to now just consolidate the ideas that I've just presented to you using a story from the book, The Courage to be Disliked. It's quite a striking example, and it might sound a little bit harsh, but stay with me because it really makes the point, and you can then see just how freeing this idea is. The philosopher in this book, he tells a story of a young man who refused to leave his house. The young man said, "I can't go out because of my past, because of the things that happened to me." And at first, that sounds quite reasonable, doesn't it? Many of us say similar things. We can identify with this kind of thinking. But the philosopher challenges this, and he says, it isn't the past keeping him inside. He is choosing to not go out because right now it serves a purpose. In this case, staying at home. The young man could keep all the care and attention of his parents. Here's the point. The past wasn't controlling him. His present goal was. And if that goal could change, so could his behavior. It's very controversial stuff, isn't it? When you first hear this, it's a bit... But isn't that also the most empowering thing? If our choices are shaped by present goals, then we're free to choose new goals and we can live differently starting today. There's a link below where you can access a workbook that I've crafted to help you travel through and journal some of these ideas. So don't let your past be your prison. And here is my invitation to you. Tune into yourself, drop into yourself. And if you're feeling stuck, broken, trapped, afraid, imprisoned by a story, my invitation to you now is to rewrite it, reframe it, rewrite your story, take your power back by taking responsibility, set new goals. And if you're a little afraid or very afraid, good, because fear is an invitation to become more. Don't let fear stop you, because it's much more painful to have never tried. And if I must choose, I would rather risk a little remorse than regret. Your past is not your prison, my darlings. Create new goals and pre-frame your next glorious act. Until next time, lots of love. Bye-bye.